Why don't I have uh, uh, uh. Oh, what do you mean I don't have access to it? Let's do this. Um, mm, 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 mm. Well, I hope y'all can hear me. You can't see me yet. So if anyone who knows me knows that I am trying to figure out the YouTube, the all the YouTube stuff. Why don't I have video? Oh my gosh. Craziness. Sometimes it's because I don't have enough light. I feel like there's enough light in here. Enough light last time. Oh, technology. This is where those yoga skills really come in handy. Up out of this video. Let's see. Oh, let's make sure our camera is on. Looks like it is. Currently in use for Firefox. Okay. Oh, that looks good there. Yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, I can tell y'all are joining me, which is so exciting. And as soon as I can figure out why I don't have video, sometimes it was because I didn't have my little screen open, but it looks like my screen is open. And it worked last week, and now it's not. Right. Well, you guys, that's okay. I've already done that. Well, this is upsetting to say the least. So I think, what do you mean I don't have access to the Oh my gosh. Okay. Yo. Oh, I'd like to engage with y'all. Really just to be able to share the practice. So, not sure what's happening here. I have internet. While I'm trying to figure this out, I'm so sorry. Start your device to ensure your tube updated. Yes, all that is all good. While I'm figuring this out, so many apologies, y'all. Go ahead and grab your just a blanket, something to lay on. You don't have to have a yoga mat, a bolster or yoga block to sit on. Close and reopen the Okay, so I'm going to close this. Yay! Okay, perfect. Yay, I can do technology. I can do hard things. So only a couple minutes late. So apologies, yogis, friends, family, all here who don't know what yoga is, have preconceived notions. That's okay. Yoga as a nurse and a yogi and a counselor, I have found yoga to be instrumental as a tool for healing, physical, mental, spiritual. Mm. So I want to be mindful of y'all's time. If you don't already have a block or a bolster and just a blanket or something to lay on and have your practice, go ahead and get that now. Because I am also a trauma informed yogi and a counselor, I just want y'all to know how important it is that you really listen to your own self. You listen to what your body is needing, mind, spirit. I'm just your guide. Yeah. So feel free to modify. I will give as much modifications as I can, but really just listen to yourself. So yoga means union, to yoke, to unite. And anytime your body mind are connected, body and breath and mind, individual consciousness to higher consciousness, that's yoga. Okay, I'm still finishing my decaf coffee. I used to be one of those people. What's the point? Well, it turns out it's really delicious for me. So all right, yogis, so starting our practice here. Now I have just a bolster or something to sit on here to elevate my hips higher than my knees. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. And as I was saying, because yoga is uniting body, mind, and spirit, soul, and as a counselor, really this cultivating this interoceptive awareness, this inner noticing of thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations. This practice is all about really connecting in the embodied self. So I want you to know that that's really what it's about, and to notice when your mind has drifted away from your breath, away from the present moment, and just to simply, without judgment, come back to my voice as a rope, as one of my favorite yogis says, this rope to anchoring in. And speaking of anchoring in, what we're doing this morning with Ramadasa mantra, and I have the meanings of all the all the words, syllables in the description, but we're basically bringing earth and ether energies together. And this mantra and the mudra is all about healing. So choice, and it comes from Kundalini yoga. So again, choice here. You can have your mudra just means position. You can have mudras of hands, arms, tongue, eyes. So your drishti, your gaze, your mudra of your eyes, if you will be at the top tip of your nose, and then your hands are going to be, your elbows are going to be in at your sides. Arms are kind of out at this little 45-degree angle. Palms are flat, and then thumb is coming away from the fingers. Okay, so this is the mudra we're going to be in, and we're only going to be here for about 5 minutes, but you're also welcome to have your hands in your lap. You can have your left hand held by your right hand with thumbs touching for women, and then men would be the other way around. And there's different schools of thought on that as well. So you can also just have your hands on your knees, arms, hands up in a gesture to receive. So Ramadasa Sase Sohang. The visualization will be to start at the base of your spine, base chakra. Ra Ma is at the sacral. Ra Ma Da in the solar plexus. Sa, heart, stay here. Sa, say, throat. So, third eye, hung up the top. And on hung, we kind of pull our belly in, hung. So it's done in all one breath. So part of chanting is pranayama, is breath expansion. So we do this all in one breath. But again, just do what feels right for you. So you may want to do it in 2 breaths with another breath here at the heart and for that little pause. So, but for those who want to try it, if you're a client of mine or have done any yoga practices with me, you know I'm always going to encourage you to put your hands on your torso to really feel your breath in your body and to know where your breath is moving. So for this pranayam and for this mantra, we are going to empty out completely. So you use your belly muscles to really pull your belly to spine. I'm still exhaling. I'm still exhaling. I'm still exhaling. And then only when I'm ready to inhale, belly expands. Bring the expansion into the chest. And then you start with your chant or your pranayama, letting your chest empty first. So you can kind of feel the chest empty. And then as you get down, empty, empty chest. Then you start to pull belly to spine at the end of the exhale. Yeah. So again, feel free to do what feels right for you, but we'll go ahead and do just about 3 or 4 minutes of this. Traditionally, this this mantra and mudra are done for anywhere from 11 to 31 minutes, and it's for healing, right? So we have their hands in this sort of mudra, this position of opening to the heavens and the earth to bring in, anchor in this energy, anchoring in light onto this planet, as many of us are bringers of the light, anchoring in light. So do what feels right for you. Do what you can, what feels good. And I'll go ahead and start. So emptying out all your air. Visualization with the chakras, drishti at the tip of the nose, eyes softly closed or gently open at the tip of the nose. Inhale. Ramadasa Sa Se So Hung. Ramadasa Sa Se So Hung. Rama Da Sa Sa Se So Hung. Rama da sa sa se so ha. Rama da sa sa se so ha. Ra da sa sa se so hum. Ra ma da sa sa se so hum. Ra ma da sa sa se so Ra ma da sa sa se so Ra da sa sa se so. If you have your hand in that mudra, go ahead and raise them up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come together at heart center. Keeping the eyes closed in, the orientation inward, just notice how you feel, sensations. Yeah, good. So let's go ahead and start with, that was about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and start with some gentle wrist rolls, one direction and then the other. I've got my Beats Antique shirt on, and if anyone knows that band, we're convinced that Zoe Jakes, the dancer, the belly dancer, created the band just so she could have music to dance to. My good friend says that. So stretching out wrists here, kind of in reverse prayer. And then you can always, let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. If you're not used to sitting like that, you may be ready to just sort of you can stretch your tops of your feet out. You can extend through the legs for just a minute. Today, we're going to be doing a lot of hips. If anyone knows me, they know hips are an area for me that is especially near and dear. So go ahead and stretch your wrists out so that your palms are on the ground, fingertips towards knees. So just you can have your weight more towards the front. And if you are ready for more of a stretch, you can bring your body back to stretch out the wrists. And so this is a great one if you're at the computer a lot. And you can also incorporate a little yogi toe stretch with that. So that's what my feet look like behind me. So today, since it's winter, we're going to be focused on kidney and liver meridians. And so we're going to be doing hips, and we're addressing really fear and anger. Winter is the element of water. Water, according to traditional Chinese medicine, which is really what Yin Yoga is all about, accessing meridians or energy channels in yoga. They're called nadis, N-A-D-I-S. So in this Yin practice, we're stimulating our own energy channels through pressure by the shapes, by the asanas. So know that that's what's happening there. Gently shaking out hands as it feels good for you. Just doing some shoulder circles here. So before, and I'm sitting on my tops of my feet here, sort of in hero's pose, Virasana. So you can always let your feet come out a little wider, and if you can't, you can always use a little elevation here. The whole point of yoga is always to bring more movement into the spine, because that's our central channel, energy channel. And in fact, that's also what today's practice is about, is helping Sushumna, helping that energy flow through that central channel. So let's just do a couple cat cows just to bring some mobility to the spine here. So hands over shoulders, shoulders all align, and then hips over knees over hips. So adjust your body where you have just the right alignment here, and go ahead and inhale, arch your back. Belly drops, and exhale, round your back, tuck chin to chest, shoulder blades widen, just real easy here. Going with your breath, bringing some movement to the spine. Exhale, you can wiggle your tail a little bit. You can look over your shoulders. So really just organically moving here. Can do some circles here. So our first shape that we're going to get into is Balasana, child's pose. And now I had a really good conversation with a friend recently, and it was brought to my attention that, sometimes people will do child's pose in a not trauma informed studio. And so if you think about it, your knees are really far apart here. I'm going to go ahead and take off my sweater so you can see the shape of my body a little bit better. And I'm going to grab another blanket here. So Balasana, child's pose, can be a very nourishing shape, and yet it can also be really vulnerable. So grabbing a couple blocks as well. So having a block or something to elevate, like the bolster, can be really helpful. Having another blanket, and I'll show you how this is used. So again, all these trauma-informed principles is a way to build and cultivate safety inside, this felt sense of safety, right? So child's pose is knees wide, big toes are touching. So this is what it looks like here. And then you come down and you're here, right? And so you can use a block at your forehead to support here. And then you can take this blanket and you can drape it over your backside so that you are covered, right? Covered and protected. So you can be here with that. So just know that anytime you are at a yoga class, like I bring a blanket, my mat, blocks, I bring the whole kit and caboodle, because I want to have tools there that are helpful and conducive for me dropping into my felt sense. I'm going to go ahead and take that off because I'm trying to just really get in here. So we're going to hold this shape for about 5 minutes here. So Balasana can be a very nourishing shape. So bringing your arms and hands down, you may not be able to touch your forehead to the mat. And so that's where you can use a block here. So you want your block to be at such a position where you can have a neutral neck. So you don't want your neck cranked up like that or like that. You want it in line with your spine, right? So go ahead and, if you haven't already, start to settle in. And you can stretch your fingertips out long, and then just sort of let your forearms nestle in and really ground in. So you can, and you don't have to collapse through your shoulders. You can sort of lift up. So let your hips and knees and arms just sort of soften here. I'm going to move forward in case you can't hear me that well. So just know that I'm still trying to work out all the kinks here. So, oh, audible sighs are a great way to let your nervous system know that you're safe. Releasing stimulates that vagus nerve, all that innervation of that nerve in the back of the throat and the mouth, the pharyngeal and laryngeal nerves. Letting belly be soft here. You can move around a little. Yin is all about holding the shapes. And as you find your body warms up and you soften into the shape, you can use your breath to arrive more in the shape. So, as your body releases and relaxes, you may find that you'll take the block out and just let your forehead rest on the ground. So you want your back sort of straight. And I'm concerned that y'all can't hear me, so I'm going to put my black back under my forehead. Letting your belly expand in this shape here, and it can be vulnerable. And even as you bring your breath into your belly, notice if you're clenching at all through the pelvic girdle. My fantastic pelvic floor physical therapist, she really helped me bring awareness and mindfulness to this quality of clenching in through my perineum and through my pelvic girdle. They're all just muscles in that pelvic bowl. And so you can see if you're clenching. You can almost pretend like you're bearing down just a little bit, like you're urinating to get those muscles to relax there. So just notice what you notice here, bringing breath into hips, low back, sacrum. This shape is all about the sacral chakra, the second chakra, Svadhisthana. It's all about sexual energy, but really creative energy. And if you think about creative energy, you know the ultimate sort of act of creation is procreation. So that's where those are linked. So you don't always have to have sex or do sexual things to activate Svadhisthana. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's about bringing this creative element up through the chakras of will and power and up into the heart chakra, and using these creative energies in an anahata, in a heart-centered way. Feel what's happening in your body. Relax what doesn't have to work. Come back to your breath. Come back to just noticing the biggest pocket of sensation and bringing your breath there. In yin, we hold the shapes 3 to 5 minutes. So go ahead and start to come out of this. And the way I want to come out of it is I'm just going to scooch back a little bit. You go ahead and stay in child's pose. We're just going to have our upper body stretch a little bit to the right and to the left. So bring your left hand sort of towards this right corner. You can bend your right elbow even more. We're just stretching out through that lateral side body for just a minute here. So maybe just 3 breaths here, coming back through center, maybe extending through the fingertips, lifting up onto the fingertips, and then bending your left arm, elbow, and then letting your right arm reach over to the left, just feeling in through that side body. Oh, so, so lovely. 3 breaths there. Great. Let's go ahead and come up and off of our knees here. Great. Let's go ahead and do some windshield wipers if that feels good. Bringing the knees to one side or just reverse windshield wipers. So just moving your hips in a way that feels good. Strengthening and lengthening out through the feet. We'll go ahead and come into Dandasana, staff pose. So bring your hands and kind of lift up through the fleshy parts of your buttocks so that your sits bones are really on the ground here. And we're going to bring our feet to flex. So again, we want a tall back. We don't want to be hunched over. So if you need a little bit of lift in Dandasana, totally okay. Maybe the block is too much. Maybe the bolster's too much. Maybe you need just a little bit of a lift in through like with a blanket. So really just notice what feels right for you. All just choices and exploration. So Dandasana, we have our sits bones rooted down through the earth, lifting up through the crown of the head as if there's a string that goes right from the tailbone out the top of the head. So we kind of tuck our chin just a little bit, shoulders up, back, and down. And if you can bring your hands to palms to be on the ground while still having a tall spine, then go ahead and do that. You can also have little blankets or something, or just let your fingertips rest. So if you notice in Dandasana, you may have some engagement of your upper thighs, totally okay. May have some engagement of the core here, totally okay. So just let yourself, we'll only be here for a minute or two, not as long as child's pose, the staff pose. And remembering sort of our open meditation of bringing earth and ether together, heavens and earth together. So the staff pose sort of helps us align here. So with the belly engaged, you may only need to bring your breath sort of in through your chest area. So just notice what's happening in your body. Softening what doesn't have to work. Yeah. Good. And then coming out of it, you may just want to bring your hands back and just let your legs just sort of flop out here. Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I feel a lot of I feel the need for to stretch the calves a little bit. So we'll just come into half saddle pose for for just a moment. So lots of choices here. So you're going to bend. I'm starting with my left leg. You can have a block nearby. You can come down with a block sort of supporting your back here. You can come down like that, or you and then just let the top of your thigh stretch here. Or if this is not enough for you, you can come down onto your back, maybe use that block for a little head pillow here, maybe not. So see what feels good here. We'll be here for about 10 breaths on each side. You can let your other foot just be slack. You can always bring some self massage into this area, just relaxing in, finding your breath, maybe shoulder blades tuck, start to feel your body. Oftentimes, even just pushing belly out and pulling belly in will change the quality of that stretch, of that asana, of that posture, that shape. Softening what doesn't have to work, then through the face, jaw, brows, fingertips. Yeah, good. And to come out of it, you can simply bend your right leg and then just roll onto your right side, letting that left leg just unfold. Yeah. Maybe bending the knee a little bit, just bringing some movement into that joint, circling ankle. Yeah. Again, just listening here. So other side. Go ahead and bend your right knee this time. And again, when one side might be different than the other. So really just notice where you are in your body. Maybe you need a block on this side, maybe not. Bringing a little self-touch, a little massage into that top of that leg if you'd like. Letting your muscles relax. Yeah. Bring your breath to the biggest pocket of sensation. About 10 breaths here. The mind will drift. That's normal. Just bring it back to following your breath or listening to the sounds in the room, the sound of your own breathing. Hmm. Yeah, good. That feels about equal for me. So again, you can bend in through the left leg and just gently roll over to the left. Then straightening and bending the leg, circling the ankle, whatever feels good here. And I want to go ahead and invite us into Apanasana, knees to chest. So You can have your knees just on the tops of your kneecaps here. You can bring your knees in closer, keep your arms straight, whatever feels good here. And you can just stay static or you can roll. So I love rolling. Sometimes it's the bigger roll, like all along the waistband. Again, we're massaging, self-massaging, but we're stimulating those meridians, those energy channels. Or you can keep your tick tock, little bitty roll right into your sacrum, more focused on that svadhisthana, that sacral chakra. So you can do little rolls, little circles. If you do, make sure to go in the other direction. Yeah, good. So little windshield wipers here. Yeah, good. Feeling what's happening in your body, right? So the next one we're going to do is a really delicious one, and we'll be here for several minutes each side. And it's just supine recline twist. So all you're going to do here, I'm trying to figure out the best way here. You have your arms out. You can come to Apanasana, drop your knees to the right. And this is another great place to have a block or a blanket. You don't have to have your knees all the way down. So you're going to bring your knees to the right and you can let your body soften, sort of tuck, rotate your torso so that both shoulder blades are on the earth, and especially the left one. Yeah. So you can even bring your right hand to sort of rest in the crook of your left knee to really relax into this one. And as your body wants to, you can turn your neck to the left. You don't have to. And even if you don't want to do that, you can keep your head neutral and yet just bring your eyes, both eyes to look to the left. So you can bring both eyes to look to the left, whether your head is neutral or turned to the left. This helps access more, stimulating that vagus nerve, the ocular nerves, the nerves of the eyes communicate with that vagus nerve, that 10th cranial nerve comes out of the brain, wanders, vagus means wandering, wanders throughout lateral sides of the neck. One goes to the SA node of the heart, and the other goes all the way down and through our torso, down into our pelvis. And so that's why when we do the big belly breaths, that stimulates that. And the vagus nerve, when we stimulate that, it's responsible for shifting our body to rest and digest, parasympathetic. So here, just let your eyes stay to the left. And again, yogi's choice. You don't have to. These are all just options. I'm just your guide. And yet with this shape, you can always deepen into it. So on the inhale, and pushing your belly out when it's constricted sort of really works our diaphragm. So that's a great way to bring more of pranayama, more breath into your shapes, into your asanas. So it may feel a little weird. That's okay. Your diaphragm is your thinnest muscle in your body, but it's still a muscle. So let your body arrive in the shape. Breathe into the biggest pocket of sensation. Maybe you had a blanket under your knees. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you want to bring your right leg down or have it any number of shapes, your bottom leg there. Totally do what feels right. You can even extend out through the top leg. So just play around with opening up. That left shoulder blade stays down. So you can, with each inhale, you can sort of lengthen through the torso, and exhale, you twist even deeper. So just know that you can continue to arrive in the shape with each breath. Eyes still looking to the left, if you'd like, if it feels right for you. Oftentimes I'll take my, in this case, left arm, and even though the shoulder blade is still on the ground, I'll bring the arm up to just sort of drape the back of the hand onto the side of the face, kind of adds a little weight here so I can more effortlessly stretch my neck without having to use my musculature. Softening, arriving in the present moment again and again without judgment. Noticing when the mind is drifted, just bringing it back. Noticing the object and the arising of the object, rising and unfolding, drifting away. I learned last night in the Dharma study with my friends Martha and Mark that it's called purification of view. To notice the object and the arising of the object, passing away. Mm, good. And if you had any weight on your head, you can use your hand to really just help your neck move over. Just move your head. Just start to bring some movement back. Bring your eyes back to neutral, head back to neutral, and then just bring one leg in at a time. So knees are bent, and you just bring one leg in and then the other. And the invitation here is to come into constructive rest pose so that your feet are wider than your knees, but just do it in a place that feels good. It doesn't have to be way out. It's the whole point of this is just to arrive in a shape that really just lets you relax your psoas, your iliopsoas, those hip flexors, those deep hip flexors, core muscles. Just to notice. Notice your spine, sacrum, even the neck cervical vertebra. Notice one side, the other. Water, winter water elements, all about the emotions. Lunar, receptive energies, left side of the body. And the whole practice of yin is really opening to receive, slowing down, and opening to receive. So stay in constructive rest pose. I am popping up to check the time. Yeah, so good. So from constructive rest pose, you can let your legs come back into some windshield wipers if that feels good. You can come back into Apanasana with stillness or with movement. So just notice what motion might feel good here. And again, if you have a towel or a blanket or a block, bring it to the other side, your left side now. So bringing knees up to the chest, right shoulder blade is going to stay planted, and use that block or that blanket to give your body a chance to arrive in the shape. So again, option to bring your left hand to rest in the crook of your right bent knee. Let your torso rotate up, right shoulder blade into the earth. Let your legs relax into the surface that's supporting you. Let your eyes look to the right. Even here, if your neck is not turned, go ahead and let that vagal communication start to happen. Noticing any downshifting. When you're ready, you can let your neck turn to the right. Both eyes still looking to the right, only if that feels right for you. Soften what doesn't need to work. Option to take that right hand and back of the hand and just sort of drape it over the side of the face. A little pressure to, it's so hard to talk in this shape. A little pressure to let the neck relax more in a turn without using the muscles. And again, be mindful if you need to move, whatever props, adjust. Same choice to have the bottom leg straight or bent. Choice to have the knees bent as high up or as low as you'd like. So just play around with what feels good in your body. Audible sigh at any time. Feeling your belly push out against that pressure. Let your exhale soften. Eyes still looking to the right, if that feels good. Arriving again and again in the present moment without judgment. Object, rising of the object, passing away. This field of awareness. Yeah, good. And again, if you have your right hand draped over the left side of your face, go ahead and take that hand and don't use any muscles here. Just use your hand to move your neck. Oh, that feels so good. That vagus nerve that comes down each side of the neck. As we call it a vagus nerve, it's really a nerve pair. And letting one leg come back to midline and then the other. You can arrive in constructive rest pose. You can bring a little movement. Just do whatever feels right. Maybe some windshield wipers again, letting your neck move with your hips if you'd like. You stay lying down. I obviously don't have all the kinks worked out, you guys. Checking my timepiece. So go ahead and move into Shavasana. Shavasana means corpse pose. And so traditional Shavasana would be just legs sort of at hip width distance apart, arms just kind of out to the side, head down. Tuck your shoulder blades under your body so that the palms are up to receive. Even you can bend your knees a bit and kind of scooch the flesh out so that your sacrum rests on the floor. So this is traditional Shavasana corpse pose, but oftentimes when we say Shavasana, we mean just sort of that ending part of our practice. So you can spend your Shavasana any way you want. You can be on the side, you can be prone, crocodile, you can be back in Balasana, child's pose. So I'm going to go ahead and sit up, but you find a shape that works well for you. And as you settle in, you may want to have a towel or a blanket or an eye mask over your eye here for the next 7 minutes as we do just a little bit of a mini nidra here. Yes, and we may not finish right on time here, so just seeing where our practice takes us. So as you've settled in now, go ahead and let your eyes close down if you haven't already. And let your awareness come right into your forehead. Just let your awareness fall into your forehead and the space between your eyebrows. Let it just soften, melt, this quality of smoothness right there. Forehead, space between the eyebrows, both eyebrows, the left eyebrow, left eyelid, left eyeball, the right eyebrow, right eyelid, right eyeball. And if you're in a shape where your back is to the earth, supine, feel your eyeballs drop down and back. Yeah, letting go of any tension in the eyes by letting those eyeballs drop down, smooth quality to the field of sensation that is your eyes. Yeah, let your awareness fall into your temples, down the sides of your face to your ears, left ear and right ear, both ears. invitation to simply listen, sounds in the room, maybe sounds within your own body, from outer ears of listening, travel into the tubes and canals of the inner ears into inside the mouth. Awareness filling the inside of the mouth, the ceiling of the mouth and the roof of the mouth, inner walls of the cheeks, left and right, the tongue and the base of the tongue. If your awareness in your tongue is okay place for you, then just let your awareness fill the root of the tongue. Tongue softens, awareness filling that whole back of the throat, root of the tongue, letting jaw soften, may even retract a little. Sense your mouth from the inside out, that interoceptive awareness. Yeah. From inside your mouth, just travel your awareness to the space behind your eyes. Eyeballs still heavy and soft. Awareness now filling the space behind your eyes. Yeah. Can you sense your face from the inside out? What does that even mean? Don't worry about it. Sensing your face from the inside out, and then just sort of feel through the layers to the surface of the skin. Notice how the surface of the skin connects to the scalp, top of the head, back of the head. Feel your whole head. Maybe you feel that head resting on the ground. Maybe you feel other points of contact, your entire head. Feel your entire head, your entire head. Notice how your head connects to your neck, front of the neck, sides of the neck, back of the neck into the shoulders, shoulder blades, both shoulder blades, both shoulders, both arms and hands. Awareness at all 10 fingers. Awareness in the tips of all 8 fingertips and the tips of both thumb tips. Right there at the boundary of skin. Yes. Your hands, just fields of sensation, tracing awareness back into the hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders, shoulder blades, mid back, rib cage. Feel how the shoulder blades connect to the spine, rib cage, all the way around into the sternum, front of the rib cage, upper chest. Just feel your chest moving gently with your breath, that gentle expansion and relaxation of your rib cage. Softening through the breath and the rib cage, awareness dropping into the upper belly, belly button and low belly, this whole lower front torso and the waists, And the low back and sacrum. Feel in this whole lower torso. Yeah, even the base of the torso. Just feel this whole lower part. Notice belly gently poofing out with the inhale, relaxing back. This whole torso, just a changing field of sensation. Relaxing back into sensation of the belly and of the buttocks, hips, legs, feet. Both feet, all 10 toes, the tips of all 10 toes, the pads of all 10 toes, balls of the feet, arches of the feet, heels of both feet, the soles of the feet. Awareness filling the soles of the feet, the soles of the feet. Your whole body. Your whole body. Your whole body. Just a changing field of sensation. Object and arising of the object. This purification of you. Changing sensations arising, unfolding, and passing away. And who's noticing this? Notice this observer, this witness consciousness, noticing these changing sensations, resting back into that unchanging field of awareness, this spark of consciousness. I read recently that attunement is embodied consciousness. Yeah. Good. And go ahead and roll to one side or the other. Just whatever feels right for you. Just rolling onto one side. The right side is maybe a little bit more energizing, the Surya, the sun side. Left side, lunar, receptive, a little more calming perhaps. The breath here in this transition. And go ahead and use your hand to push yourself up to a tall seat. Yeah, and we went a few minutes over. Bring your arms up over your head if that feels right for you. Arms touch and hands into prayer pose. Just want to thank you all so much for joining me in this practice today and for your patience with my technological challenges. Yeah. And so I bow to you, friend. May your day be filled with blessings. Grateful for the way showers and wisdom keepers, all those who came before and brought us these beautiful practices. I see you. Namaste.